Another way that we can combine sentences is by using coordinating conjunctions. And that's just a fancy word for what we like to call fanboys. Now, you may have heard of fanboys before or heard it used. Basically, all fanboys is an acronym, and it's for goes with F, and is A, N is nor, B is but, or is O, yet is Y, and S is so. Fanboys. It's just a good way of remembering these coordinating conjunctions because there is a rule that goes with these coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so when we're talking about coordinating conjunctions, if we just use the fanboy, and I'm going to keep calling them fanboys now because it's just easier to remember that. Fanboys connect dependent and independent clauses. A fanboy by itself equals a comma. So I'm just going to go FB alone equals a comma. So let's take a look how that works. She was so excited to visit the university and get acclimated to her new surroundings. Well, we have she was so excited to visit the university. That's an independent clause, yes? Because she is the noun, was is the verb, and then we have so excited to visit the university. That is the independent clause. Then we have get acclimated to her new surroundings. That's just the verb phrase. There is no subject there. So the and alone is okay to use because we have a dependent clause on this side and an independent clause on the other, and a fanboy alone can separate dependent clauses and independent clauses. And we can also say it equals a comma. Now, when we're talking about two independent clauses, you can use a fanboy, but you've got to have this comma before the fanboy. This is where people make mistakes. You might know that dependent clauses and independent clauses are joined by a comma, or you might kind of know that a pause in a sentence needs a comma. But a lot of people don't know that if you're separating two independent clauses, you need either a semicolon or a comma fanboy. So semicolons equal comma fanboy. So let's take a look at this. She was excited to visit the university. That's an independent clause. That is a sentence. She was excited. Okay, that is a sentence. And then we have, she couldn't wait to meet new friends. On both sides, we have an independent clause. Together it says, she was excited to visit the university and she couldn't wait to meet new friends. Well, a lot of people will just put the and there, but you have to have the comma and when we're talking about two independent clauses. If it's just a dependent and an independent, you only need the and, but if it's two full sentences on both sides, two independent clauses, you need either a semicolon or a comma fanboy. This is a situation where you might think, or you might go too quickly, or it might sound grammatically correct and you wouldn't maybe pick up on the comma needed. Here we say, and I do this all the time in my emails, that's why I put this up here because this is a mistake that I make a lot. Let me know if you need anything, and it will be my pleasure to help you. So we have, let me know if you need anything. That's an independent clause because I'm essentially saying, you let me know if you need anything. When you're declaring something, or it's an imperative sentence, the you is implied. So I'm basically saying, you let me know if you need anything. You would be the subject. Let me know if you need anything would be the verb phrase or the predicate. And then it says, it will be my pleasure to help you. Well, I have it is the noun, will be my, or will be is the verb, subject verb, my pleasure to help you. Here I have two independent clauses on both sides. Well, the and here is not enough. You have to have the comma and. So it should be, let me know if you need anything, comma, and it will be my pleasure to help you. We have to have that comma and